Oh, it's recording. Hey everyone, and welcome to Saturdays with Gaia. By the name, you can probably assume that I'm Gaia. Nice to meet you. And before I go right into the introduction part of introducing myself, which is our first week of videos, a bit of information about our new channel, Deck of Aces. Well, we kind of spun off, like the Dapper Ace, out of the Hot Pieces of Ace auditions. Hot Pieces of Ace auditions. Tongue-tying. And sadly enough, there were just a few spots on Hot Pieces of Ace, and so not a lot of people got in. And we really wanted to have a place to continue talking about asexuality together as a group. So we made this really awesome channel that I hope will grow into something interesting. You can check us out, on YouTube, but we also have a forum part in which you can write your suggestions for topics or any ideas you have for us. And we also have a Twitter and a Facebook, so you have many ways to follow us. No excuses. Introducing myself, I'm Gaia, and today I'm with this nice scarf and this sort of, well, in Hebrew you say papillon. I don't know how you'd say that in English. So I'm with these two shiny things because this weekend is Purim. Yay! And Purim is a Jewish holiday, which is kind of like Halloween, only less the scary part and more the getting drunk part until you don't know who you are. I mean, literally, that's what it says in the Bible. So I myself am not, I don't consider myself Jewish. I consider myself atheist. But since I live in Israel, you can't really disconnect from the Jewish tradition going on here. Tradition! Yeah, so I decided to make my first video with sort of dressing up with shiny things for Purim. Yay. I identify as asexual. And not quite sure about the romantic part. I'm still figuring that out. I used to identify as panromantic, and for the past couple of months, that has been leaning more towards aromantic. And that for various reasons that I'm sure I'll dive into in other videos. But now I'm in a really weird place in my life in which I'm researching for what I want and have no idea what I want. So, yeah, interesting phase in my life. You get to see me go through very weird things during the time I'm gonna post things on this channel. Not sure if I'm like panromantic or aromantic or a weird mashup of the two. So that is for my asexuality. And I've been identifying as asexual for exactly 4 years. Exactly 4 years. It's so exciting. The past Wednesday, I think. Yeah, past Wednesday or Thursday. Anyway, this week I had my ace-anniversary. It's been exactly 4 years since I first wrote something on the Israeli Asexual Forum, and I can't believe it's been 4 years. My scarf is starting to fall apart and feathers are going around here. Yeah. That is sort of my views on, very shortly, on asexuality and romance and relationships, and I'm sure I'm gonna talk a lot about them in the coming weeks. But this is introduction, so I really want to go into non-asexual things about me. Well, the first thing that always comes to mind for me is photography. I'm an amateur photographer, and photography is a huge thing in my life, huge thing. I'm also going to link in the description to a video I made for this Sweet Asexy Love Day project about my relationship with photography. And so you have this wall of friends behind me that I really like. When I was making my audition video to Hot Pieces of Ace, a friend of mine told me, okay, you should not say about that wall that it's awesome. You need to let people understand it's awesome on their own. But I'm sorry, I think this wall is amazing. I think it's awesome. It's so beautiful, and it's so inspiring for me. It's a wall of all of my best friends. I wanted to make it so whenever I come back home and I'm really, drained with power and I don't have a lot of energy, and I just collapse on my bed that is right here, the first thing I see is a wall of my best friends in the world, a collage of all of the really great relationships in my life. And that is what this wall is all about. And it's all photographs I took, and I really, really like it. And photography is a huge deal in my life. I'm going to put here just a few of my photos, a few of my works, so you kind of get the idea of what I really like to do, what I really like to photograph. And by the way, all of these sort of costume thingies are all photography props. I don't really own costumes, I own photography props. And arts in general, I really like arts. I'm an artsy person. I've never professionalized in anything, but I've always been very orientated towards arts. So the other huge artsy part in me, or however you'd say it, is music. So I used to play the piano and recorders, but then I sort of got arthritis, and now I can't play too much anymore. So I mainly sing now. I really like singing. Like, music is a huge part of my life. Huge part of my life. Music is the magic that makes everything sunshiny. Dancing makes my troubles all seem tiny. Yeah, I'm also a huge musical geek, as you can see by my shirt of La Falls, if anyone knows what it is. It's the musical based on the Birdcage, which is a really awesome and gay musical. I watched it in when I was in New York in past September. And by the way, it reminds me, there was a part in the beginning, like they had this drag queen do this sort of really funny introduction there, and then she asked if she was like, okay, any married couples in the audience? And then married people would say, woo, and things like that. And so she said, anyone coming out today? And then whoever came out today was supposed to do woo. And that was the day that the article in one of the major newspapers in Israel called Haaretz came out featuring me. I was on the front page of the paper. That was so freaky. I did not know it's going to be that huge and that big. I thought it's going to be something, kind of small, somewhere near the end of the paper. It was huge. It was what the paper featured. I was shocked and amazed. And I was in the U.S., which kind of sucked because I couldn't do all of the follow-up stories that people wanted me to do. But anyway, yeah, so when she asked the drag queen in La Falls, asked who came out today, I so wanted to scream, I just came out in front of all of Israel as asexual, yay! But I was there with my parents, so, and they don't really like my coming out in front of all of Israel sort of thing, so I didn't do it eventually, but I so wanted to. Well, I'm a general geek, but I'm like a broken geek, because I don't really like sci-fi things besides Joss Whedon's creations. I love Joss Whedon's creations, especially Firefly and Dr. Horrible, but especially Firefly. It's really my favorite series in the world. I love Firefly. So I'm a broken geek besides Joss Whedon. I don't really like any sci-fi things, and I don't play D&D, and I don't read a lot of books. I mainly like sci-fi people and geeky people. So, yeah. And, well, let's see, other interesting things about me. I still listen to music with a Discman. Seriously, I have to show you this. This is what I listen to music with. I love my Discmans so much, which is why I keep buying them. And I know, there's more advanced technology. It's way more simpler, and it's way, easier to carry around with you. You don't need a whole box of CDs, but I just really like listening to CDs. I like that feeling of taking a CD, putting it in the CD player, and listening. It's unexchangeable for me. It cannot be exchange with a simple MP3. So I still listen to Discman or CD player, however you'd say it in English. I'm a huge dog lover, and lately also a cat lover, but that's only been lately. And I also have photographs, a lot of photographs of dog. I actually took them as volunteer work for a dog pound. Is that how you say that? They wanted to publish their dogs better, so they look more cute and more people want to come and take them home. So I did a project for them where I photographed their dogs. So I have lots of photos I really like from there that you're going to see now on the screen. Oh, and you would not know it, but I'm a huge Hebrew geek. I love Hebrew so much. It's obviously my, one of my native languages. Hebrew and English are both my native language in a very sort of mixed way. Like, I know Hebrew way better, but English sometimes is way more natural for me. So I'm a huge Hebrew fan. Besides the fact that it's the language I know best, it interests me so much, and I really like finding interesting words that not a lot of people know and use them a lot. Or I just like speaking correctly. I really enjoy it. It sounds so beautiful to me. אנשים לפעמים לא מבינים איך מצלול של שפה יכול להיות כל כך מרטיט ומענג. I just love it. It sounds so beautiful. So I'm a huge Hebrew lover. And yeah, I think that is the most I can say about myself just as an introduction. And you'll get to know me and my thoughts on asexual issues pretty well in the coming weeks. So keep watching Saturdays with Gaia. Oh yeah.